conosciuto Cameron Camp nel 2017 in un convegno e parlava di come applicare il metodo Montessori per le persone con demenza. Ho iniziato poi a studiare Montessori, a ricercare articoli e ho trovato centinaia di articoli che parlavano di Montessori applicato alla demenza. Lei è stata tra le prime donne medico in Italia, psichiatra, la prima ad applicare i trattamenti non farmacologici per i bambini in difficoltà. E poi ho scoperto che lei pensava che la salute consiste nella capacità di adattamento, quello che oggi occorre per affrontare l'epidemia di fragilità, l'epidemia di cronicità. Il Covid ne è un esempio.
I've argued in the past publicly that the standard model destroys quality of life for persons with dementia and their caregivers. It is time to change, and we need to start the change now, today, here. What effects are produced? You know, the standard model, you get overuse of psychotropic medications, overuse of sleeping aids or hypnotics. You get disengagement, apathy. Staff are not happy. There's a lot of turnover. Physical health declines. We teach dependence, low satisfaction for families, for staff, for residents, decreased quality of life. And with a rehab approach, a rehabilitation method, you get just the opposite of all of those. You get more independence, satisfaction, engagement, and purpose. So if this is like the choice, the correct choice should be obvious. It should be obvious. So let's talk now about the Montessori approach for dementia. And as we've said before, Maria Montessori, her specialization in medical school is in rehabilitative medicine. So the Montessori approach is firmly grounded in a rehabilitation model. She was also an advocate for human rights. And so once again, using this approach, we talk about respect and dignity and equality. So the standard model of care, standard model of research assumes that persons with dementia are not capable. That's very different than the Montessori approach. We look for their strengths, as we talked about in the last segment.
Abbiamo pensato di applicare il metodo Montessori alle persone fragili e abbiamo ideato la Palestra della Mente Montessori, un centro diurno itinerante nell'ambito della strategia delle aree interne. Abbiamo formato 20 persone, professionisti, psicologi, infermieri, operatori sanitari e abbiamo avuto un buon impatto e stiamo ancora lavorando.
Per essere un facilitatore montessoriano bisogna prima di tutto lavorare su noi stessi, ok? E dobbiamo entrare in quella mentalità che il facilitatore in quel caso non deve fare, ma osservare la persona, le persone e osservare l'ambiente.
L'ambiente è molto importante perché infatti è proprio l'ambiente che fa da educatore e da maestro e l'ambiente è inteso non solo come quello strutturale, quindi mobili, sedie o arredamento vario, ma anche proprio l'ambiente come clima e relazioni che si instaurano tra tutte le persone che vivono in quell'ambiente, quindi gli ospiti o i bambini, i facilitatori, la famiglia, la comunità.
people for almost a year now with the Montessori Mind Gym project. We put together a space in their residence based on what their interests were that we were able to learn about by talking to them. There's Loretto, the gentleman who likes to write poetry, and Anna Maria, who loves to listen to music and sing along to all of the songs from her past. Maria Pia wants to learn to read and write, and she wakes up every morning asking if there's school today. And another woman named Anna Maria, she drops into a deep state of concentration every time. Nothing can distract her while she's coloring in her mandalas. Each one found something different from the environment, something that they didn't find in the residence, and they began to open up, kind of like a flower in the springtime. And I think what changed them was that they began to trust us and understand that we wanted to offer them meaningful activities. They became like a family, a little family within the larger group that they lived with in the residence home for people living with psychiatric illnesses and with dementia. To normalize this approach.
Veramente ci sono stati dei miglioramenti enormi. Mi è capitato addirittura che alcuni ospiti che non avevano mai parlato della loro vita iniziassero a parlare della loro vita, poiché appunto certe volte non ci fermiamo mai ad ascoltare. E invece gli ospiti hanno tanto da dire, hanno tanto da raccontare. E questi cambiamenti sono avvenuti a piccoli passi, non sono avvenuti tutti in una volta. Se però uno gli dà la giusta motivazione, dai un perché a quell'attività, ma non per noi, ma bensì per loro, dai anche una motivazione per fare, perché appunto non conta il saper fare, ma conta il provare a farlo, perché poi appunto dove non arriva l'ospite da solo, ci siamo noi operatori a sostenerlo. E la palestra della mente è stata molto importante, sia per noi che per gli ospiti. Ad oggi però posso dire che i pazienti, gli ospiti, ogni volta che arrivo al lavoro chiedono ancora: ma oggi si fa a scuola?
Social connectedness. It's a basic human need to feel socially connected. We are social animals. People need to feel that they belong to a social group. And when a person is brought away from their home and put in a residential setting, it's very important to be able to create a sense of community, to be able to let them know that they are part of a social environment. And so what we see is when you have a Montessori-based approach to care, you see increased social connectedness, you see improved relationship then as a result of this between staff and residents. You see increases in positive social behavior. That's very different than putting somebody in a totally isolated environment. And even in COVID, as we've seen before, when people can still stay connected, when they can call each other, send each other notes, let each other know that they're cared for. This has a really important impact, but it has that impact only if there was a relationship there to begin with before COVID hit. So this is a revolution. So here you see this is a radical shift in assumptions, in approaches, in our way of thinking. And so we invite you This is, or here as part of this webinar, we invite you to take part in a revolution, to change your assumptions, to think in new ways. The models that we have to choose from are clear. The data that are produced are clear.